It blows my mind that there are major league scouts out there that once upon a time said that Riley Green would be a corner outfielder because he doesn't have the defensive skills to be a good major league defender in center field. Yeah, there's a play of the year candidate. He has made so many web gems this year. So with that catch, robbing Andrew Vaughn, the White Sox have lost 6 games in a row, and they kind of deserve it after the White Sox talk account put out this a few months ago, and then the Guardians, they got some payback with this tweet. That's a dub. What's up, everyone? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another MLB recap. Mike Trout, I mean, he's not on an Aaron Judge pace, but he has 37 home runs now, so we'll talk about him at the end of today's video. Quite a few Yankee updates as well. We're going to talk about Aroldis Chapman, Miguel Andujar, as well as Aaron Judge. He might be pressing, trying to go for that 61st home run, and Arizona, they might be done with Mad Bum. Also, turn on those bells. Please hit that subscribe button because we will be coming out with a second video later today. I'm not going to call it a banger because I feel bad, but we're going to talk about the most disappointing teams and players of the 2022 season. Now, we have a quick update on a few things I did not get to talk about over the weekend. Shohei Ohtani became the 4th Japanese pitcher ever to have 200 strikeouts in a single season. He has a 2.47 ERA, 203 strikeouts, 34 home runs, and a 148 OPS plus as a hitter. Carlos Correa even said that he is the best baseball player.
What makes what Shohei is doing more impressive is not only the fact that he can throw 100 and hit a ball 500 feet, is that he can stay healthy through it all. As you can tell, I'm a fan. I got a lot of admiration for the guy. I think he's the best player to ever cross the lines in Major League history.
And also, one more note I do want to make. Don Mattingly will not be returning as the manager for the Marlins in 2003. I believe that he was with them for 6 or 7 years. And also, I hope that Tony La Russa, his health improves because he is not going to be back as the manager for the White Sox. And White Sox fans, they basically got a Christmas gift early because he's not good for that organization at all. I'm sorry. Also, Luis Castillo inked an extension with the Seattle Mariners, which makes perfect sense because Luis Castillo and Seattle, they are a match made in heaven. But yesterday's results were anything but heavenly. The Mariners were up 11-2 entering the 6th inning. Castillo was shredding people up, but then he ended up looking like Loki in any Hulk scene, just thrown around with no regard. The Royals won this game. I mean, I could legit put clown music over this epic choke job. So with that loss, this becomes a perfect chance for the Orioles to get back into it. They would only be 3 games back in the wild card, but Christian Javier and the Stros, they had other ideas in mind. This man tossed 6 consecutive innings without allowing a single run to score. He allowed 1 base hit, struck out 8. He has a 2.65 ERA. Now, this one did head to extras where Houston, they handled their business. You guys can see the AL wild card right now. It's going to be interesting to see how that shapes up. We're going to fast forward to the middle of this one where we see a 2-run triple from the youngster Gabriel Arias. I'm hoping that he's going to be the first baseman in the postseason, not Owen Miller. And look at Steven Kwan muscling one out for a grand slam. He has 11 outs above average in left field, so he's going to win a Gold Glove, and he has a near 130 WRC plus. The Guardians are the 8th team in Major League Baseball history to win a division as the youngest team in baseball. Fangraphs gave us, yes, I'm going to say us today, I'm a Cleveland fan, sue me. So they gave us a 7.5% chance of winning the Central. We beat those odds, and we still have 6 to 7 top 100 prospects in the organization. So no matter how you slice it, Cleveland defied all the odds. They're going to be even better in 2023 with Espino and Valera. They're going to be juggernauts in my opinion. So this team is built to be really good over the next few years, and I'm happy to say that now it's
pizza time.
So we talked about Don Mattingly and Mr. Tony La Russa, how they will not be with their current clubs in 2023, and the same could go for Aroldis Chapman on the Yankees and Madison Bumgarner on the Diamondbacks. So Chapman, he has not recorded a save since May. And on the season, he has a putrid 4.5 ERA while walking nearly 7 hitters per 9 innings. And because he's a free agent in 2023, there's really nothing to lose. He implodes every other appearance. That he actually, when he comes in, they have a better chance of losing the game than winning the game. Rumors are they might just cut ties with him altogether and drop him. Now, I don't know if the Diamondbacks are going to drop Madison Bumgarner, but he will not pitch again until 2023. He has essentially been benched because the Diamondbacks want to evaluate young starters like Ryan Nelson, who I actually faced in high school. I forgot about that. Dre Jameson, and I don't necessarily think that's the wrong thing to do because Mad Bum, since joining in 2017, has a 5 ERA and a 5 FIP. He's owed $23 million over the next 2 seasons, so he's kind of stealing money. Francisco Lindor might have to hit the weight room or get them Wheaties in that pregame routine. I think that he says he likes pasta before the game, so maybe change that out with Wheaties. He just missed a 3-run bomb. Pete Alonso, he punished a blast, setting a new franchise record for most RBIs driven in by a single player. We'll talk about him more in just a moment because we have to talk about Mad Max. The 37-year-old phenom struck out 7. He now has a dazzling 2.13 ERA. He has been better than Jacob DeGoat this year, plain and simple. But yes, Pete Alonso set that record with 125 RBIs, and then he added to it. So he now has 39 home runs, 128 RBIs. Lindor has 25 home runs and 103 RBIs. That is insane production. Kyle Schwarber hit 2 yesterday for the Phillies. He now has 42 home runs on the season. But Dansby Swanson and company, they came away with an 8-7 victory after Ronald. He was the hero later in this one. Ronald Acuna Jr. is having a very interesting season. He only has a 117 OPS plus. I say only like that's bad. But it is down 21 points from his first 3 seasons, although he still has 13 home runs and 28 stolen bases. So I'm glad that he's stealing bases, that ACL is looking really good, and he's doing this all in 111 games, so he's still good. All right, now we have to talk about the Cardinals, the Brewers, and the Padres. So San Diego, they are in the driver's seat right now for second place in the wild card in the National League, and they put even more cushion between them and the Phillies after this blowout W against the Rockies. So Will Myers, he ran into his 5th home run. Manny Machado and Brandon Drury, they go back-to-back in the 8th inning. And look at this crazy stat about Manny Machado. He now has 6 seasons of 30-plus home runs, and he has 50-plus WAR before their age 30 season. He joins Mike Schmidt, Eddie Matthews, and Miguel Cabrera as the only 4 guys to ever do that. They're all going to be in the Hall of Fame. I'm just going to say that right now. Manny Machado will walk into the Hall of Fame. Joey Gallo called game yesterday against the Cardinals. He had a dolphin dive like it was 2010, and he was playing Black Ops 1, so he flies out of nowhere to make the grab. And with that grab, the Dodgers have now tied a franchise record with 106 wins. I think they said it last year where they finished 1 game behind the Giants. So with 1 full week left, I think they have 8 or 9 games. The Dodgers are 100% going to break that. Now, the Brewers can technically still win the division. They're still 6.5 games back thanks to this late game choke job against the Reds. So they can win the division because there's 8 or 9 games left, but they choked it. Lodolo, he was great yet again, 6 strikeouts in 6 innings, and Spencer Steer hit a go-ahead jack. George Springer had 2 home runs to help dethrone the Rays, and when I say dethrone, the Rays won the AL East crown the last 2 seasons, so they have officially been eliminated from being able to three-peat. There you go, the Rays, I mean, they're still really good. Let's not get it twisted. Ross Stripling was great for Toronto. He held the Rays to 1 earned run over 5. Teoscar, he had a KO blast, 470 feet, and again, that was a wrap. But I will say, even though the Rays will not be AL East champs, they might be okay with that because Tyler Glasnow, he's making his return this week. So we all know the AL East crown belongs to the Yankees this year, who won 2-0 after the game was called due to rain. And no, Aaron Judge did not hit his 61st home run yesterday. Now, a lot of people are asking the question, do we think the pressure is getting to Aaron Judge? No. I mean, he has been so historically dominant in the second half. He had to come back to earth a little bit. Otherwise, I mean, he just wouldn't be human. So Aaron Judge, I'm not worried about him in the slightest. He has just been so dominant and so inhuman. This had to happen soon enough. I will say, though, Aaron Judge looks more frustrated in the batter's box. He's kind of shooing off umpires. He's cursing at himself if he's striking out. He normally doesn't do that, but in my opinion, I don't think that he's upset at himself. I think he's mad that he's letting the fans down who are paying an absorbent amount of money to watch him chase 61 and 62, and he's letting them down. He just seems like the guy that would order anything if he was at the front of a line and he panicked. He's like, oh, I'll get a number 2 because he doesn't want to make the people behind him wait. He just seems like a nice guy. All right, let's talk about the games that didn't really matter, but I still want to go ahead and recap them. This Joey Meneses guy, he won't stop raking. He's hitting 330 with 12 home runs and a 168 OPS plus in his first 46 games. The Nationals win 6-1. Mike Trout had a home run and 3 hits in yesterday's rout of the Twins. He now has 37 home runs and a 173 OPS plus in a down season. I put that in air quotes. He is still the GOAT in my opinion. The Giants, they win later in this game after Evan Longoria singled in the go-ahead run. San Francisco is still technically alive with 9 games left in the season, but they're 8.5 games back, so I think if they lose 1 more game, it is over with. Patrick Wisdom has back-to-back seasons of 25 or more home runs, torching a 3-run bomb. Adrian Sampson has 100% secured a spot in the 2023 rotation after throwing another gem. Since 2021, over his last 130 innings, he has a 3.12 ERA. That's really good. Now, before we show the web gems, I do have to kind of show a somber moment. 6 years ago today in Major League Baseball history, Dee Gordon hit a home run for his fallen teammate, Jose Fernandez.
Ready hits a high fly ball. This is deep to right field. He has homered for Jose.
I ain't never hit a ball that far, even in BP. That's the best moment of my life, to hit a home run for him.
Kemp rolls one over. McNeil was back in the shift. That's the bare hand, and he got him!
The throw and the dive all at the same time. He sticks the landing.
Tovar. It's a ground ball down the third baseline. Machado's long throw. We'll get there. What a play by Manny Machado.
What a play by Chapman. Gets to his feet, throws across the diamond, and he saves a run for sure. Gold Glover makes a Gold Glove play right here with 2 outs.
Andrews on a backhand Baez. Off balance. What an arm.
Thanks. Call back to you.
Oh, what a catch at third base. Marwin Gonzalez has to leave his feet to take one away from Bobby Dahlbeck.